Hello. Hello, everyone. Obligatory, I'm tired. I had, this morning my son had field day, so I went, took a little time off of work and I went in and watched the kids play games outside and stuff, so I get up before my usual time for work, so I'm tired now. Hey, Joray6. Yeah, we'll take a look at the website. Ketsan, because it's the old one is out of stock. He doesn't make. I don't think they make the old one anymore. The one for the. We'll talk about it for a minute. In a minute, for a minute, both. All right, so there's a couple of things I'm just here to watch. Oh, hey, Loopy, what's up? Hey, I'm glad that you're joining me. That's kind of cool. Actually, yeah. Well, before you leave, I don't know how long you're going to be here, but I do. Well, look at the website. I want to look at the instructions. But did you? The instructions look like the like I think like there's a lot of kind of like mystery behind this, especially for me. I've been avoiding watching other people or other videos about this. So I know like I know that Macho Nacho made a video. I'm pretty sure that what's his name, Modsville. I'm pretty sure Modsville must have a video, but like I have purposely been staying away, so I don't know anything to do with the technique. But looking at the tutorial, did you use some kind of like a CNC or something to cut the plastics? Because it looks very. I gotta look around my camera. It looks very like CNC-ed. Here, before this is just for my own interest. So that there's this picture here. It's like this is one of the last steps, and this is probably where we're gonna like crash and burn tonight, because I don't have a good Well, we'll talk about it. But it looks like this plastic was routed with like a CNC. So if that's the case, then dang, that's pretty good CNC. It was CNC. Dang, that's cool. Nice. So what did you have? You have to like, did you make a 3D model or something? And every time that you do one of those, an install or something, you just pop it in like a jig or something and then cut it. So that's something that I need to get a CNC for. Well, I don't need it, but I want one. Because I know that Dragon's Horde Gaming, I think, is a mod installer who buys those, or like if people want him to do GameCube mods, they sell those like, I don't know if they're Bitfunks or something, the AliExpress aftermarket GameCube shells, but they're not allowed to have the Nintendo logo. So he has a CNC where he can cut out the Nintendo logo. So he cuts the Nintendo logo out. So that's kind of cool. So this is probably going to be the death of this stream tonight. As soon as we get to this part, I'll probably not. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But yeah, let's talk about some other things first. Not relevant to this. Let's see, face cam. Hey everyone, how's it going? Okay, so a couple of things before we get started. This is not a GameCube comparison stream. I still want to do that because Flippy Boot is coming, or Flippy Drive, sorry, is coming, and I know people are interested about that. And I kind of just wanted to, nothing scientific, but I just wanted to show some speed comparisons, just like loading comparisons, I suppose, between the GC Loader, the Pico Boot, and Flippy Drive. So I actually did reach out to, I guess it's Pork Chop Express. I always say Mr. Add-ons, but it's Pork Chop Express himself, who I think he runs Mr. Add-on. So I reached out to him if he would send me some of the what do they call it? Volt. What do they call it? What is the actual product name? Volt cables. Reflex, because Reflex is like the line of accessories, but Volt is specifically. So I asked if he would send me at least, you know, 2 of the GameCube power delivery cables, because I have 3 GameCubes and I only have 1 good power supply. So you know, he said he could send me at least 2 GameCube cables and then 1 each of all the other ones that I had consoles for, and because I think it would tidy up my setup if not that the triad is really a big deal, but I don't know, just having something different and just being able to mess with those, because I'm curious about those cables, and I think a lot of other people are. I don't think many people really talk about them. So anyway, so that's that. So that's why I'm kind of postponing the GameCube comparisons until I can get more power cables. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I heard back from Rocker Gaming. I actually, after the Nintendo Drawer stream, where so I guess it's some wrap up of that, my EverDrive not really performing well, or like I have one of the maybe I didn't even talk about this at all. I have one of the older EverDrives. I got my EverDrive N8. I don't have an N8 Pro. This is way before the Pro was a thing. So I have one of the older EverDrive N8s from like 2018, and apparently it is 0.1 millimeter thicker than normal NES cart PCB thickness. But that was making it really a little bit more difficult for me to take the cartridges out. So I actually mailed my EverDrive to Rocker Gaming so that he could test it out. And today, so that was like last week. Today he actually mentioned that he was finished with using it, and that he made some kind of an adjustment to the Nintendo Drawer, not the cart slot actually, but the mechanism. And he mentioned that it's actually going to slide out 4 millimeters more. So I don't know. I'm guessing, I don't know if that's going to be like a production change or if this is a special one-off for me. I'm not sure. But we'll talk about it. He's going to send me the updated parts, and we'll do that as his own stream. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Unusual, I suppose. I guess nobody else has an older EverDrive. Everybody has newer ones or something. But they're literally only 0.1 millimeter thickness difference, but it was just enough for it to give me trouble with that. So I don't know. So that's just kind of tying up some loose ends and stuff that's going to come soon. So we're going to do the GameCube stream when I get those cords, and the Nintendo Drawer will come back. Haven't really heard anything about the what is it called? The Slot Master yet. So we've been waiting for an updated design. I guess people are most interested in Laser Bear's specific redesign. So I think there's going to Merlin Shaw is the one who developed the original Slot Master, and his repository, which people can build themselves, he's going to have his own version, his own fix, I suppose. But I think Laser Bear is also working on his own fix. So there's going to be I think there's going to be more than one different solution that people can use. But Laser Bear, people who already pre-ordered the Slot Master through Laser Bear, if they're having difficulty with getting, my EverDrive is not booting, he's going to have a specific fix, I think. But I haven't really heard an update about that. So I think that's pretty much all I've got to talk about before we can dive into this. All right. Hey, Alteracious. So if you don't know, I have a video a while ago, and this must be a couple of years actually now, a year or so, maybe a little over a year, is my most watched video on my YouTube channel, installing an optimized capture mod. Ugh, why is it sticky? An optimized capture mod in this not new, not XL 3DS. So this is an original 3DS, not XL or anything. So what is a capture mod? If you're watching this and you don't have any idea what a capture mod is, it's kind of as close as we're going to get right now to consoleized 3DS. Basically, a capture mod allows you to run a program on your computer, and it will display both of the screens on a 3DS. Now, not 100% useful for the average person if you're looking to just kick back on the couch, although there is a TV out kit thing that I haven't really gotten into yet, floating around somewhere, maybe just for the optimized kits, I'm not sure. But it's mostly useful for streamers. and people who want to capture footage, because you can pretty much direct capture, and it's low latency, right? They're lower latency. There is, people are going to swoop in, and people have swooped into that video, and they've said that there's a bunch of different software ways that you can actually stream the video from the 3DS onto your computer. So like no mod, you do it the soft mod of 3DS, but it's a no hardware mod. You run a program on your computer, and you run some software on the 3DS, and it mirrors the image that way. But I think that there's a little bit of latency, which is not terrible. I suppose if you're a streamer, a couple hundred milliseconds latency is probably not the end of the world, as long as you're probably also playing on your 3DS. You're not like looking at the screen and like playing from the OBS window. But if you want it to be bigger and low latency, I don't know if that's great. I haven't really done a good side-by-side comparison, but I just like modding stuff, so that's why I liked doing the mod. So now, as far as difficulty, because some people are unsure of the difficulty of modding 3DS for a capture mod. As far as Optimize has made only a couple of different mods available for different versions of the 3DS. So the one that I have in my video is only for the original 3DS, not the new, not the XL, and not the 2DS, just the 3DS. And I would say that the most difficult part was probably cutting the plastics. I didn't do a great job. It does have a micro USB port here, but I just kind of made a notch, which is not terrible. I mean, you just have to have basic tools. I don't really think you even need a Dremel. With side cutters, probably in I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've done it, but with side cutters in a file, you probably can get away with the hole on this. So really, it was not very intense soldering for me, I suppose. So that do with that as you will, but it was doable by me. Now, then Optimize eventually came out with their own version of the mod for the new 3DS, which is like, the ultimate kind of the best, I suppose, version of the 3DS. Is the larger screen size, and I guess it's like better performance or something in some games, and like you can only play certain new 3DS games on the new 3DS. So Optimize came out with this new 3DS, and that is one of the only mods. So probably the retro gem with the weird motherboard that I had, weird slim motherboard. So that's the one video, and I have two other 3DSs in parts over there. Both of them, I was not able to do that mod. So that was before I had a microscope too, though, by the way. But those two mods, the retro gem with that weird motherboard and the optimized new 3DS capture mod, are the only two mods that I've ever not been able to do. Gave up, basically. So if that gives you any indication of how difficult that optimized 3DS mod is, I don't know what is. So fast forward a little bit, probably, I don't know, maybe it was probably a year after I'd done the optimized mods. It's been a little bit since now. Loopy, who was another probably the most prominent name, well, maybe Katsukitty is the other one, but those two names were the prominent names for 3DS capture mods. I don't really know all the lore behind all the capture mods and stuff. Some of them you couldn't get, like you had to send your 3DS away. You couldn't like get the mod and do it yourself. But Loopy, this new kit, is for just the new 3DS XL. It is a DIY. It has a DIY version available, so that's what we're going to try to do. And it has a USB-C port, so it's a little bit more of a modern kit, right? So that other one was a micro USB. So I hope that's a little bit of backstory. I probably am not the right person to talk about the entire history because I don't really know that much. But there's other videos about like, why are 3DS capture mods so expensive, or why are they not available? In general, I mean, just think about it. So this is this is what we're going to install the Loopy mod in. This is I believe the Japanese models are fine. I mean, Loopy, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I should be able to use an LL model. So this is a new 3DS LL, which is the Japanese version. It already is soft modded with, I don't know, Luma, whatever the basic soft mod program is, I think. But it's in Japanese. Like it's all. I think there's a mod where you can change the language or something. You have to do some kind of thing, but we can do that after. I don't think we need to do that before. I'm pretty sure that you can use this Loopy mod with just an unmodified, like a stock console. Not soft modded. But I mean, just it's a very small form factor. I mean, you know, a fifth of this is probably plastic, the top and the bottom of this. So just think about how tiny, and you'll see if you've never looked inside. Oh, I have my, this is what I used to soft mod it. I used this Ace3DX, I guess was the thing that I used. I don't know, doesn't really matter. But it's tiny. It's a very compact system, and there's a lot of intricate parts. So this is the most frustrating console to open second, or this is more annoying to open than the Wii. And not necessarily because of the amount of screws in a Wii, but because the parts inside of the 3DS are fragile. And you could just look at some of the flex cables or some of the flex cable connectors in the new 3DS XL wrong. Like, it's a stark difference between the older, maybe not stark, but there is a difference in fragility between the original 3DS. I didn't really have a problem with that, opening the case, doing work inside of it, and the new 3DS. The parts are, I feel, a little bit smaller and a little more fragile. I'm not 99% sure you can just change the language. Okay, probably. I just don't know where to do that. So anyway, so that's what we're going to try to do today. We've got a full battery. Don't even need to power it on, so it's off right now. Actually, I turned it on to make the thumbnail, if you're curious. So it does work. It doesn't have any. It just has I think it has Luma, whatever that is. That what it's called? Luma, something like that. The base soft mod thing. But from there, I didn't change anything else. Didn't change the settings or anything. I just wanted to get the mod done first, and then we can go from there. So the first thing that we have to do, actually, I guess we can take a look at let's take a look at the website, because some people might be confused, because if you try to Google it, if you try to Google 3DS capture mod, it's hard. It might be kind of difficult to find. Oops. It might be difficult to find the one that I'm talking about. So you can put in Loopy 3DS capture card or whatever, capture card mod. Actually, the website is just 3dscaptureboard.com. So that's the main one, but it is a little bit, it might throw you off a little bit, because the main picture is actually, is this a dev kit? This might be dev kit here. But it doesn't really seem like you're in the right spot, because there's no new 3DS picture. I guess that's something, Loopy, if you wanted to update it, I think people might. I mean, I'm sure you probably get enough traffic where it doesn't really matter, but that's just one gripe, is it might be difficult for people to know how to get to the right spot. But then you just click order here, and then here are your two options. So there's either a send-in service, right? So you know, that's not a terrible price to get the. Actually, let's see. Does this include the mod? If this includes the mod, $200 round trip, or maybe, shipping might be extra, but if it's only $200 round trip, I mean, I would just say pay it if you are not super comfortable, because there's enough work involved. Plus the mod itself is just $120. Actually, I might have bought the one without the cable, so mine was $118 or something. So, $80 plus shipping, and maybe shipping back too. It's worth it in that alone. Some people have sold modded 3DS consoles for like $1,000 or more. Granted, getting a 3DS in good shape nowadays is kind of difficult. The prices are high, $200 plus. That's one of the reasons I went with the Japanese console. If you're looking for a deal, I would say the Japanese console is probably a little cheaper if you're buying a used one. Now, there's other things to consider, like there are different screens. There's like Nintendo made different revisions of the 3DS without like telling anyone, and they're like different combinations of screens. I think there's like a good screen on both. There's a good screen on the top one you can find. Like, they're all different. I didn't put that much effort into looking for a good console. I just wanted to do the mod and move on. So your website's like, no, I mean, it does what it has to do. It doesn't need to be fancy to be a web store. I was just saying, it might confuse people a tiny bit not having a picture of the new 3DS on here. If that's the only one that you sell now. Oh, so then you'll notice too that at the bottom here it says 3DS. Oh, that's a controller mod. Oh, okay. Do you sell the normal 3DS capture mod? I noticed you also sell them on murky.net. Is that for European people? Wow, did they change their... Oh, they have a cool like splash screen. So Murky is this other site. I believe it's like a European centric site. I don't know. There's different. We're not really gonna. Oh, TV kit. I don't know. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. But there's also Murky if you want to check that out. But yeah. Yeah, Luma. Okay, got it. Removing that top screen and those ribbon cables. Oh yeah, yeah. So that's one thing. The ribbon cables. Yeah, I don't even talk about that. The ribbon cables to wire up the top screen. Hopefully you don't break your top screen ever, because the ribbon cables are such a pain in the butt. They go through the hinge. So it's a very difficult console to work on to fix a screen. Murky is a reseller for EU. Okay, got it. Okay. So we're going to take a look at the instructions, and we're going to kind of get started here. We're going to take it slow. I really, really don't think, I'm not going to try to like speed run this. I understand, like I'm trying to, I don't have a CNC, obviously. I don't know. It might be cool actually. Oh, never mind. I was trying to think of, so the last stream, if you missed the last stream, I built these these Tamiya rotary tools. So there's a little kit rotary thing, because I thought because my son, like, he's in bed, like not 20 feet that way, right? And sometimes my girlfriend goes to sleep and she's right behind me there. So I was looking for a quiet rotary tool. Anyway, somebody suggested these Tamiya tools, and the drill is not super loud, and it gets the job done. So this, I'm happy with this, and happy enough. If you just need to make basic drill marks in plastic, this is fine. This is all right. But the rotary tool, I guess it's not really that loud, but it kind of sucks. Either the bits, maybe the bits suck. So maybe if there's like better bits, but this also doesn't have a lot of power. I mean, these only run off of AA batteries. So I don't think this is going to cut it, but we can give it a whirl. I don't think this is going to do the job of cutting the plastic in this. So we're going to try to get as far as we can with the disassembly and the installation, and we'll see how far that gets us before I can't. Like I said, that part where there's like literally it's CNC cut in the installation instructions, we may not be able to do that on stream. Or I don't know, I might have to buy a better Dremel. I do have a Dremel, so maybe that would be fine if I'm going to do it off stream, but some people might want to see a technique. Like, it's not going to be the technique to follow, but some people might want to look at me struggle to do it. Drill marks, do you mean holes? Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, if you wanted to do the like the DC digital comes with a drill block, so you can cut the micro HDMI or mini HDMI port by putting the 3D printing block on your Dreamcast, and then it tells you which bit you have to use. So you literally just drill plastic or holes into the plastic, and then that's spaced out enough where you can just use side cutters and cut the whole line of drill marks, and then use a file from there. So this will be fine for drilling as long as you have the right drill bit, right? This can do up to 3mm drill bits. So you can drill basic drill holes, right? So you could cut a hole out. I guess it would take you a long time. I just have my normal DeWalt drill, but you could cut like I also did the hole when I did my my multi-out for the NES. I drilled the 4 corners out with the drill, and then I did a couple of drill hole like bigger. You know, we're talking about quarter inch drill holes like along the line of the. So there's a little cheat sheet thing. You put it on the NES, and you can make a marker hole. So that will tell you what you need to cut out, but that doesn't really help you cut it. Then you can just use a drill, and I just kind of drilled along the line, and then use side cutters to cut it out. So if you don't have like a Dremel tool, you can just use a drill instead. So this would be okay for that, I would say, because it's slow and precise enough to cut those kind of holes. That's what I meant. Plastic cutting is the hardest part of the mod. I'm considering selling pre-cut shells. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Finds a reliable shipper. Yeah, or even just a send-in service to CNC the shell. Like somebody, they could send in because they could take it apart as they're doing the mod, and so they'll have. I think the back part just comes out, right? They can just ship you the bottom. Well, I don't know. That might be difficult, right? Because there's also stuff attached to it. Anyways, the it adds to the price. Like for that price, then people could have just sent you the whole thing and have you did it. So, but yeah, for people that want to do the DIY, but they also want a nice finished look, I agree that might be a cool send-in service or something. Yeah. Okay. So all right, let's get started. So I've got the overhead cam, and I can also overlay the window. So let me make this. Gotta do some adjustments. Okay. It's too much. Oh, well, this might not even be helpful for you guys, but I guess we can flip back and forth. All right, so first things first is I think we've got to remove the bottom feet, or the bottom things. Actually, let's. Why does this look different than? Maybe it doesn't. Oh, they're already on there. Okay. All right, let me just shut up. I'll get rid of this for a second. The first thing we have to do is take the shell off, the bottom shell off. And I'm just trying to think. There's no cartridge in. I think it's fine if you leave this in, although we might take this out in a second, so I'm not sure exactly. Let's make my screen brighter. Is that a little bit brighter? Yeah, okay. All right, so I believe we gotta take these little, you can kind of barely tell that these are rubber, but there's two little, they're like little hole covers. Also extremely easy to lose these, so gosh. And apparently super easy to not take out. Super hard to take out, I mean. Look at. I'm trying to take it out without launching it across the room. Really? This is the worst. I'm already struggling. Oh God, I just ruined that thing. Okay. Let me think. Let me have a think. Okay. We did it! Okay, that was sad. Okay. Did it! Okay. All right, so that's a necessity. You gotta take those off. Then I think we gotta take these other screws off, and it recommends that you use a 000 sized bit. So if you're using an iFixit kit, we've got that. So that's the very tiniest Phillips screwdriver. Let's see, what does it say? Remove the 2 row feet, unscrew the back cover, 2 cables for the shoulder buttons. Okay, so we gotta take this part off. This is where the underneath here is where the SD card is. I don't know if I have an SD card in here. Let me see. Oh, I didn't mention that I was live on Twitter. Hold on a minute. Okay. All right. Now we need to remove the screw. Oh wait, we can take this off now. Actually, you know what? I remember this being kind of terrifying. This kind of just comes off. If you look at the sides of, like, after you take the 2 lower screws off here, there's little cutouts on the top of the back panel. I think you can just lift up on that and it kind of comes off after the screws are out. And we definitely want to remove the battery. 100% needs to come out. Okay, bye battery. Okay, see you battery. All right, now there's a bunch of other screws all around the edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around, and those 2 hidden ones under the thing. So we got to take those off first. So we got to. I want to kind of manage our screws a little bit at least. So I've got this bin. Let me go like this a little bit. Got this bin. I need to put the rubber nub in. Did I lose it already? Really? I might have already lost that rubber nub. Okay, well, it's gone. Okay, I literally just lost that thing. Huh. Well, that might be not too difficult to like 3D print a replacement. So it's gone somewhere. I don't know. All right, let's unscrew all these screws, and then kind of pause there. So if you're watching this for some reason, if you're watching my stream of all things as a guide to install this, please don't. But if you are, you have to wait because there's ribbon cables underneath the shell, I think. It's been a while since I've taken one of these apart after I got roasted doing that optimize install. Oops. Not gonna lie, that took the wind out of my sails a lot when I failed that mod. I mean, I understand why now too, and I didn't have a microscope then, and I have one now, so I probably would do a little bit better. But yeah. Okay, so here we are. Now, I am Nintendo DS'd out the last few days. Okay. Oh, you mean the normal DS? I'm excited for your consolizer work. That's gonna be neat. All right, let's see. Now, does this slide forward or does this come up? Okay, so it kind of comes up, but I don't think it like. If you look in there. Oh, okay, so it kind of maybe comes from the top forward, but if you look in there, this thing is sorry. The focus on my camera is going to be annoying. There's two little things. So take a spudger. Oops. Take a spudger or something. And you just kind of, I think you just pick up on these, right? So they're like push down little things on both sides. Oh well, the right one is in the middle somewhere here. So kind of do that. Okay, so then you can kind of put it face down. The front, there's a little lip around the front of the headphone jack, so you can't really like lift up. You might break that piece. So but then this is the piece eventually that we'll need to cut, and you know what, it was sort of difficult to see from the photos what all needed to be cut, but I suppose though, because this is not visible, right? If you didn't care about damaging this, you can just cut this entire hole if you wanted to, right? Or is the mod thin enough where you just need to take a layer off of it? I'm not sure. Because your guide, Loopy, if you're still here, it looks like you actually just took a little off of it. But there's some there's not really that much thickness. I mean, they were talking about like maybe a millimeter thick plastic. Anyway, so we'll get back to that. So just put this aside for now. That's the inside of the bottom shell. This is the actual bottom shell, the battery door thing. I will watch Neo Geo Pocket Color first. Ah, okay. Well, the more the merrier. I just like doing mods, so I can't find any replacement shells for the 3DS line. And the ones that are out there, Joe Ray 6, I did download. I bought a replacement back shell thing. Like AliExpress has a few vendors, and they're terrible. They don't have the logo. The color is off. Doesn't match. It won't match the original plastic. So yes, you're right. Somebody should design that. So I don't know. I mean, it may not be that hard if you don't care about actually cutting a hole through this, because this will not be visible, I don't believe. I mean, this part you'll have to cut. Like there's a nub here. Oh, that's actually one of the screw positions. Well, we'll talk about that later. But actually, I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll have to think about that. We'll talk about that later. This console's kind of nasty. Whoever owned this, I didn't open it up and clean it before the stream, so All right, so now what? We're trying to get this board out, the entire board out. Oh no, let's just read. Okay. Remove screws and disconnect the cables from the main board. Small black connectors, pull out. Okay. Yes. So is there, I'm going to look forward a little bit to see. Oh God, is my camera dead? What happened here? Did it overheat? It may have overheated. Wait a minute. Let me see what happened. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, maybe we're back. Not like you guys need to see me all the time, but my phone overheats sometimes in that thing. Okay, I'm just gonna skim ahead. Oh, okay, so our goal is to remove the motherboard. Okay. So I will say that this is probably the most, besides the plastic cutting, physically taking the motherboard out is the second hardest part. Well, probably the hardest part. The part that you have to focus on the most. Not to say that it's hard, because you really just have to follow instructions. However, you could pretty easily break any of the clips inside of here. And there's I don't know, at least 6 or 8 of them. So I'm going to be following the instructions, but you guys are going to see the top down. So we'll kind of talk about it. So it looks like the first thing we need to do is remove all of the screws. Okay. All of the screws from the main board. So actually it's just this little L here that is the main board, right? So the cartridge board here is a separate board, and I don't know what this board is for, but this little L thing here is that's all the main board. So let's take all the screws out first. I think these are all the same size. I hope they're all the same size. I'm just gonna, well, they're different from the size of the other ones, but I think all the ones in this area are the same size. So it may not be, it's probably not, you're not going to confuse them probably. Hey Artemis. Just taking apart a 3DS as you would. Taking apart a hundreds of dollars used console nowadays to do a stupid mod. Not that it's stupid, but yeah. Modding consoles for fun, I guess, is stupid. All right, then this one up here. Are there any more? Oh, okay. So wait a minute. Let's look. It does have us remove the screws from the cartridge door, or the cartridge board, as well as around the. This is the circle pad. If you don't know, this part, this little gray box is the circle pad, the bottom of it. So let's see. Can we just take the motherboard out first, or do we have to take the circle pad? I think we might have to take the circle pad out. So let's do that first. That's pretty easy to take out. So there's just these 2 screws on the left and the right. This actually, the size of these are different. Of course they are. So this is the bottom of the circle pad. It pretty much comes out afterward, but before we lift it out, there is a connector. Actually, you know what we could do? We could do this. So this is the actual joystick, right? The part that you wiggle, but gross. But the joypad, there's like some rubber membranes and stuff, or like it's like a felt sort of thing. Actually, you could take it out if you wanted to. Let's see. Maybe not a felt, but like it's kind of like, it reminds me of like a floppy disk material, like those 3.5 inch floppy drive things. And then there's this. Oh, does that stay in there? Oh, that's the actual pad nub itself. So that stays in there. But that felt circle thing can come out. So I probably would take that out. But now you'll notice that there is a, you know what? I wonder if it's easier for me to show on this, since these are such tiny little guys. Wait a minute. This might be a big fail, but Yeah, here we go. Okay, so here's a close-up of what they are. So you guys can see in 4K. Now this is not a 4K camera, but you guys can see in high def when I mess this up, mess one of these cables up. You guys will be here for it, caught in 4K, if you will. Okay, so this one is not bad. Each one of these is a little bit different how it comes apart, but I believe you just kind of lift up on it, this one, and it pulls out. Right, and so these things are kind of, the flex cables themselves are sort of interesting. They're like these little, I don't know, mushroom type things, but we'll worry about that. So put that aside. That's the circle pad, and then always close the connector again. Just do it. I shouldn't even be using a metal tool. Don't even use a metal tool. Just use a plastic. If you don't have a plastic spudger, wait and get one. Just don't. It is flex cable hell for sure. Okay, so let's move around. What else can we take apart? Basically, we're trying to take apart every single flex cable because we need to lift the whole motherboard out. So these are the flex cables. There's 2 of them here. You can't see both of them yet, but there's 2. This is actually the ribbon cable that goes into the hinge for the top screen. Or there's 2 of them. I don't know if they both go into the top screen, but yeah. So basically, I'm not even going to use a metal tool. I'm just going to use my fingers to try to lift up on like the middle of this connection. Okay, so it's up now. And then you can just take a tweezer carefully and lift that out. Oh, okay, never mind. The other ribbon cable is on the underside. Actually, there might even be 2 on the other side because I kind of see 2 ribbon cables there. Okay, so then like I said, always close those. Basically, if you break one of the black tabs, if you break the tab off of this, you might as well say goodbye to the entire 3DS because good luck finding a replacement, the exact replacement part, because I've looked a bit and they're all different sizes. So like that one's a different size compared to this one, right? This is a different size. And even if you found the replacement size, well, I don't know, it might not be terrible, but it's this very tiny micro soldering. This is like, you need a hot plate, and even then, I don't know. I'm not sure, because there's connectors on the other side, so I don't think hot air is really on the table. All right, so let's move around some more. So we've got this other sort of wombo combo. Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. Doggo! Doggo! Hey, Pancake. Okay, he's like, what are you doing to me? Get me away from here. Okay, bye. Okay, goodbye. All right, sorry. All right, back to this. Where are we here? Let me just navigate. Here, okay. All right, so let's figure out how to get those off. These are different. This is a different style connector. Small black connectors pull the cable out. So that means that these don't lift up. I think this is one of them. So basically what that means is you need to, I think you could just pull the entire cable straight out. I don't want to rip it. I think this is one of those ones because I broke one of those connectors too. I have a 3DS that's just all in pieces because I broke a lot of the clips on them. Getting PTSD flashbacks of repairing a Sony DSLR back in my repair tech days. Yeah, that's terrible. I know for a fact that I don't think this lifts up. I don't remember how you get it out though. Maybe we can do one of these. If you see me end the stream, okay, so I'm just putting the spudger here, and I'm gonna like hold on to it. Oh yeah, okay, that's good. So you get some leverage, put your spudger here, push down with the other finger, and like pull up, or pull back. I'm saying not up, pull like out. And the top of this connector does not lift up. I mean, it does. It's spring loaded, but you don't get under it with anything like you can't use a tweezer because you will break this. This is just a metal spring. Okay. All right. So back to this. This is another one of those. If you break it, you're gonna ruin it. Sell me you junked 3DS. Maybe. You know what I actually did. Here's another thing that sucks, CO, is I bought a replacement motherboard from AliExpress that also came with a bad connector on it. So I might be able to sell you that one. It's an XL, so for what it's worth. So I could probably sell you that one. I mean, as far as I know, nothing is wrong with the board itself. It's just the connectors. And it sounds like you're going to be doctoring them up anyways. So, all right. So I took off. This is one of those ones that lifts up, the underneath one. So this white thing I lifted up. And now I'm pretty sure that this will just come out. Oops, sorry, I didn't. Okay, well, it didn't show it at all, but it just slides. It slides out from the back like the other one. And then make sure you put the connector down. All right, moving along. Let's zoom up a bit. All right, so there's nothing else on this top side other than the, I guess this is probably the Wi-Fi antenna cable. These connectors seem sort of fragile, but they're not really. So just gonna get your fingernail underneath the top of it and just, actually maybe a plastic spudger might be better. Just kind of get it up, pry it up, and that's pretty much it. All right, slowly rotating. I'm not sure if we need to remove this yet. I think this is what my SD card's in there. I think this is the SD card slot, but it's attached in the middle of the motherboard. It's not fixed, so it is floppy, but I'm not sure yet if we need to remove it. So let's just do the other ones first. Here's another ribbon cable. This goes to something, I'm not sure on that side, so this just flips up. You pull it out. And then put the connector tab down. Always do that. Don't not do that, because if you put this down the wrong way, or you just, I don't know, you're clumsy or something like me or whatever, then you're gonna mess it up. Okay, we're in another one of those black clips here. Actually, two of them. Look at that, back-to-back clips. I wish I had this the first time I did this 3DS, because you'd actually be able to see these mechanisms up close. Okay. I think I'm going to do my spudger technique, right? So put my spudger underneath it, kind of give it a little bit of, well, actually, you know what? This long one, you might be able to just pull it out. It pulls straight out. These are kind of like friction fittings. This other one might be a little bit difficult. Oh, is this a different? No, it's not. Don't. I think every single one of these where you can see the little pins. I know you probably might not be able to see them with your naked eye, but watching this video, you can obviously see them. Every time they have this little spring, or you can't tell that it's a spring, but that's some contacts or something, but it's like a little spring. You gotta just pull it out. Actually, this has a little bit of give here, so let's just grab it and yoink, yank it out. Okay. Then I think there's one more. So if we zoom back out, here's the cartridge slot again. Here is the last one, I think, on the main board. Oh, and then there's another thing here. So here's another one of those spring connectors, right? Just comes right out. Get out of there. Okay. Then I think the instructions have us remove this connection too, but I think this is a flip up one. But we have to take this off as well because this is connecting the cartridge slot thing. So this is another one of those push connectors, right? So that's all it is. Not really anything terrible. Now this one, I don't know what part of this lifts up. It's possible that it's the black part. All right, so this is for science. Okay, yep. Sort of a weird connector because the part that locks it is in the back, I think. But yeah. So the flex cable comes in from the other side, but it locks on this side. And then close it up. Okay. So that anytime you see a black connector or like a dark gray, just you got to be careful with it. So, yeah. All right, let's zoom back out. We can take a breather. I think that's all the main parts, main flex cable connectors, I mean. Just thinking, oh, actually there might be another one. There might be more on the other side. So let's see, are we ready to kind of get this out now? Okay, I think we are. All right, let's switch back to the other camera. Oops, how do we do that? I'm in camera hell. Okay. I missed some screws, so let's take those out. So there's two, I think there's two more here. Actually, no. So there's two on the bottom of the cartridge slot. So I'm not taking anything out yet. I'm just kind of like, the boards, I mean. Not taking any of the boards out. Sorry if the light is kind of dim. I had to turn my overhead light off because it always glares the microscope. Okay, now I think we need to get these kind of things out of the way. Oh, wait, I missed one. I missed a connector. This gray one here. Let's go back to the microscope. I think this is a different style connector too. This one here. So let's see. Okay, this one lifts up from the back. So I would turn it around this way, okay? Then I'm going to use my spudger, probably be fine. Okay, so it peels up from the back like that. And then this gray connector comes out like that. All right, I think that's fine for all the top side connectors. However, what we have to do, I think, is flip it over, and you're greeted with another one on the two more on the back. Okay, so another one of these black deals. If you can't already tell the hell that is this is the hinge where all the ribbon cables go through it. So let's get rid of this one first. Take that off, push it down. Is there any, what is that weird black spot? You guys see that weird black spot? Okay, and then the other one. I think this white part is the flap. Yeah, it is. Okay. Got it. Okay. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to make sure to put the flap down. That's that's the motherboard. This is the 3DS, new 3DS XL motherboard. Okay, this is still the SD card still in there. I don't know what to do with that yet, so let's just put it aside. But we still need to take more parts of the case apart. So we've got to take the cartridge out. I think there's no more, the cartridge slot, I should say. I don't think there's anything else holding it in. I think you just can take it off. There is this cool thing down here, but I don't think we need to deal with that yet. So here's the cartridge slot. That just goes away. All right, let's take a second. I'm telling me that, not you guys. Wide connectors. Okay, so I think that's it. I think that's for the disassembly part. So let's switch back to the window. So we're here now. We're finished this part here. Let me make this full screen. Okay. We're to the remove screws, disconnect cables, and the board part. Flip open the top screen, place the 3DS down, flip the main board over. Careful, cables on the top are still connected. Remove the cartridge slot. Oh, do we not remove those boards? Oh, so... Whoops. It does say to leave those ones connected. My bad. I'll go back and do that. But it does say to leave so it does say to disconnect the top one, or the first one, I should say, of the back. Actually, what does it say? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I disconnected too many cables. So if you look at the picture here, let me go away for a second. If you look at the picture here, you'll notice that the corner in the top right corner, that is not disconnected. So that's the one one of the ones that I removed. So that should stay connected. Then when you flip it over on the back, like I kind of just showed, let me show. Well, there's another picture where it's all disconnected. I guess we're not. Oh, okay. So because we're not gonna deal with it for very long, that's why. Where's the shot? Where's the part? Yeah, this picture, I guess. This one gets disconnected because I think that's one of the first cables that we put in there. So, but the other one behind it stays in there. So you should have one on the top and one on the bottom. So I did that wrong. Oh God, really? I did that wrong, but it's okay. Open the black latch on the U-shaped flex cable. Connect it face down onto the main board. Fold it over, insert the disconnected cable, gold side facing down, close the black latch, lock the cable into place. Okay. So, oh wait, I missed a spot. All right, let's back up. Flip over the top screen. So it says leave all the cables connected between the top screen and the case. So here's a good photo of that. So here you'll notice that except for that one. Okay. So I've already messed up. I'm not going to put it back yet. I'm going to just wait. Remove the cartridge slot. So we took that off. Then remove the plastic piece covering the bottom screen. Oh, okay. I didn't even notice this was a thing. This. Is this just this just comes up? I've never, how does that come off? Does this just come off? Oh my gosh, it does. I've never taken this off. Huh. Okay, so there is a something. Is this a wireless charger? That's weird, huh? Okay, so we need to take this piece off because we need to cut it. Make some cuts in the top. So let's put this part aside. So we'll worry about the screen connections in a second. I'll come back. Watch the home button. It falls out. What? This? Is that the home button? What? I think that they're talking about this. But it's not falling out for me yet. I think that's what they're talking about. Okay, yeah. So it hasn't fallen out of mine, but I guess you could dump, if you flip it over or something, you could make it fly out. So I think that's what that means. So that's, mine's in. Now it says cut off the top right corner about 2 centimeters by 1 centimeter. And if you look at the photo, this photo, it shows what that is. So 1 centimeter by 2 centimeters. And there is actually a little bump. Let me get my plastic side cutters. Actually, they might be out already. There they are. Actually, you know what? Should we try the stupid rotary tool thing? Should we try to see if we can cut the stupid rotary tool? All right, let's try it for science. This is going to be terrible, but actually, I don't have the right bit in it. You know what? Forget it. Forget that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is there is a little notch here. You probably can't tell on the camera, but oh, yeah, you can. Here is a little notch about 1 centimeter down. I'm going to cut there. So I just have my Tamiya side cutters for cutting plastic, and I'm going to cut straight across. So just like that. So that's that. Then I'm going to eyeball the distance from this this mark here. You see there's a circle from the mold. I'm going to eyeball that, cutting off of that. Based on the picture. So based on the picture, that looks about right. About that distance. So cut that. Okay. So then this piece of the corner comes right off. All right, not terrible so far. All right, so now I think we have to put this piece back. So let's go back to the instructions. Just looking. Remove the plastic piece covering the bottom screen, cut off the top right about 2 by 1 centimeter, then put the plastic piece back into place. Watch the home screen falls out. Okay, so that means we just cut that little part off and then put it right back. It kind of clicks into place all the way around. Hopefully I didn't ruin my screen. But it needs to lay flat. Sorry, that was probably not the best demonstration of that. But it lays flat, but it like clicks in kind of all the way around. Put the plastic back, put the cartridge slot back, and screw it down. Okay, cool. So we're done with the cartridge slot. All right, so where are the screws? Oh, 3 screws. Okay, so let's put those screws back in. One on the bottom. Another one at the bottom. And then one in the top right corner there. Okay. Okay, cool. I think that's it. Oh, it says I think that we can put this flex cable back too, so we might as well. Just to get a little bit of peace of mind right now. I'm just gonna do this without the the microscope. I think this is not one of those spring-loaded ones, so I think we shouldn't have that much trouble. Just go careful. Be careful though. I don't like, you know, take your time. I don't know if that's in all the way. I guess it is. Is there a picture of it? Not really that close up. Let me see. Scroll up. Scroll up. No, not really a good picture. I think that's in all the way. And then put the tab down. Can we pull it out? No. Okay. I think that's in all the way. All right. Whew. All right. I think now we have to deal with the nonsense that is putting the board back, the motherboard, or putting some of those ribbon cables back. But the hard part is which ones. All right. Let's go to microscope mode. So what I want to do is I want to do the reverse of what I did, except for don't put the second one back. All right. So here's where it's annoying. Well, that is all the way out. Perfect. Just kidding. It's not perfect. It's annoying. Hold that thought. I'm trying to get my position here. Okay. So this is why it's annoying to deal with these things, and I can 100% agree to not disconnect them. They have 1, 2, 3 flex cables in this corner. Open the 3DS. It gives the cables more slack. Ah, life hacks. Okay, that's a life hack. So kind of you can open it like this. I guess that gives more length here. That's cool. That's a good tip. All right, so back to this. So we need to put this, whoops. I'm just trying to think. From top to bottom, so like, oh, it's too bright. From this, so this is the top most one, the one I'm wiggling. That is the top side of the board, top side of the motherboard, and the top side being the side that we first saw when we opened the back of the case. Okay, so that's this top one. So we will have to put that one back in a second. This middle one is the one that I have to put on right now, because this third one is the one where we need to put one of the cables in, I believe. So this one right now, we need to... actually, you know what? I could probably put this one on pretty easily. So I take that back. I guess, actually. Yeah. So let's put the top one on first. That might make it a little easier, maybe. The light is going kind of crazy, but I'm trying to be able to do this more than I'm... So this is the top side I was talking about, right? So this is the side that has the SD card facing up. So let's unfold this. And I need to try to fit the topmost flex cable in there again. So I should not, this is one of the flex cables that I should not have disconnected. So hopefully you saw that warning and you didn't disconnect it, because then you have to do what I have to do, which is this nightmare. The problem is it is never going to focus because the 3DS, can I fold it more? Oh, I can. Okay, there we go. Now it'll focus. All right, that actually is a little more helpful. All right, so let's get this cable in here. Let me get my little tweezers. Gosh, this is a nightmare. Okay. We're all right. My problem is I'm not looking through the microscope that I have. Let me actually do that. Oh, I've scratched the cable up a little bit. Okay, got the top cable. The problem is now all those other cables that are unplugged are like an anchor. And they're like pulling on that now. I just had it in there and I just pulled it out again. Really? Okay, wait. Wait a minute. Are we in? I think we might be in. See, all right, I'll hold it there for a minute. Oh God, it's off camera. Scooch it down. So for this particular one, on either side of the flex cable connector itself, actually you can see because it lifted out a little bit. You can tell when the cable is in all the way because there won't be a gap there. So like that. So on both sides, down over here. Oh gosh, okay, that was a nightmare. I hate that. Okay, so that's the top one. So this is the one you should not disconnect. So that's one back. Now we can flip this over. I'm hoping a little bit that this is going to be a little easier. Okay, so that's this is the one that you should disconnect, this vertical one in this orientation. This horizontal one is the other one on the bottom of the board that you should not open either. So let's do a thing. Okay, so that's up all the way. Or up as it'll go. Or, yeah, that it needs to go. Now this is the one that's like, oh, also off screen. Okay, that's a little better. All right, let's get my little, this. Oh, I had it in there. Let me get my other tweezers. Huh. Oh, is that in? Okay, so I think it's in. Let me see if I can show what in sort of looks like. Again, it's sort of the same thing, the brown tabs on either side. I know it's not in focus. Let me see if I can change that. Sort of the brown tabs on either side of this connector will be flush with the black, the connector itself. So before this thing moves at all, well, actually, let me just double check that it is all the way in. Okay, so before that moves, let's put the connector down. All right, I think that's that. The pieces that I messed up that I should not have disconnected. So now we can finally get to where we should be, which is this connector. Okay, so we need the U-shaped, so in our bag of goodies, let's go to, wow, I didn't think it was going to take this long just to get to the, we're not even installing anything yet. Jeepers creepers. Okay. I just can imagine what life would be like if I had to record this for a video. You know what I mean? Like a edited video. So let's get our stuff. I think that actually this is the cable I need. So here's the motherboard. Here's a little guy, a little doodad. I can put him back. We want there's 3 in here, 3 total little cables. We want the U-shaped one. Okay, so it says disconnect the top corner cable. Open the black latch on the flex cable. Connect it face down onto the main board. What? Disconnect the top corner cable from the motherboard, from the main board. Let's go back to the disconnect the top corner cable from the main board. That's this. Leave the others connected. Open the black latch on the U-shaped connector. Oh. Okay, there's a little picture. I'm trying to visualize how this all goes in here. Oh, I think I understand. Got it. So I'm pretty sure this connector I'm pretty sure this is the connector that is supposed to go here. This is the last corner connector here, okay? So I'm trying to be methodical about how I'm talking about this. This is the last one, the one that we disconnected from here. I'm pretty sure that this U needs to be bent like this, right? So this, the bottom, this flap, black side up, will be connected where we disconnected that other one. Okay, so look at the the third and fourth photo are the best ones. So what we're gonna need to do is we'll put this in here. Put this in there. Put this in there. Okay. I think that's in all the way. Okay. I think that's right. Right? So we've got the black up facing up part of this U connector, like this. Okay? Then we need to fold it over like this. Maybe not make a super big fold or crease in it, but we can bend it a little bit, right? Then the original cable, which is still hanging out down here, needs to go into this new connector. Which should be a little bit easier to do now that we have all this, a little bit more slack. So that was pretty easy. So I think that's it. Now we're left with this doohickey just hanging out. I think that's correct. Okay. All right, sorry, I was a little bit confused. There is another sort of angle. Ribbon cable origami. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, have your origami brain on for this. But that looks right. Wrong way. Flip the cable. Flip. Oh, this cable. Flip this cable. I see. Wait a minute. Let's go. Which way does this go? How did this just come off? This just folds up, right? Yeah. This does in the photo. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. Let me just. If this is like that. Oh, okay. So it lifts up that way. Okay. All right, so I needed to flip this cable over. So instead of going this way around, it needs to be brown side up. Gosh. Sorry if you guys think this is cringe if you're watching it on the stream, but okay, I think that's in there. It's hard to do. Do it yourself. And at me. There's only a couple of people that if they said, yeah, I did the 3DS Loopy mod, but I'd be like, okay, I believe you. Show receipts. This is correct then now? I'm just going to scroll a little bit ahead. Just going to hold this down while I scroll and look. Are you saying now that this can go like this? Or no, I think it's supposed to stay like this for a second. Connect the L-shape flex cable at the bottom screen in the same way as pictured. I don't understand. Okay, this part looks correct. But then you lost me at connect the L shape. Oh. Here. In a different spot. Okay. Wait a minute. Got it. I understand now. So we're in a different place. So we're not. So this is finished for now. We're taking a break with this. If you end up here, if you look like this, right? So black side up or black of this new flex cable, the black tab here is up, facing up in this connector here. Then the original ribbon cable is brown side up with a little flip in it in this connector here, and then you should have this little U still. I think that's correct. Now we go up. We need to add another connector, the L connector to this. So let's do that now. So this is the second one with the new connector in it, in this bag. Oh, now that makes sense now why we cut that plastic so we don't interfere with this piece. It makes a lot of sense now. All right. Okay, so this cable needs to end up looking like that. So that means that this cable just needs to get connected right into that. Right into this. So go like this. Flip the black part up. Okay. Focus the camera a little bit. I wish I had an autofocus microscope camera. That'd be sick. Okay, then I think we kind of just I'm sort of lost. Okay, so this should be on the top of the board. Does that mean that I need to do this side first, probably? Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the top side first. Maybe this is not the right way to do it, but let's put that down. Okay. So at the top of the board, well, it doesn't seem like it. This would be brown way up. Okay, that's fine. No, we can put this back down. Okay, it's confusing me with the flip of the orientation, but if you hold them both like this, this is the brown part is there. I know it may look black, but this top part of this flex cable is brown. So is the top part of this here. So that means if we flip it over, or we just connect this cable into that somehow. Maybe it's easier to do like this. How in the hell? Where does this part go when it's done? Does it flip over like that? I don't know where this part goes. I wish I had another picture of what that looked like. Oh, I get it. So when this is down, when this is down, this piece will be like this top one. Yeah, I didn't want to watch any other videos. Hey, lol. Just, yeah, I like to figure things out. So this goes like this. Then this is going to end up like this. So this does bend backwards like that because it connects to the mod. Okay, so that's where I was getting just confused. Okay, so if we go like this, kind of, I mean, we can always manage it after. But now we got to try to get this into that. Ah, this goes, really? Where'd that go? Oh, see you later. Which side of this is, okay, that was correct. No, it's not. Oh, I was trying to put that in the wrong way. Yeah, this is kind of terrible. All right, you know what? Fine, I give up. Let's consult Macho Nacho's video.
The 3 pre-tin each of the pads. That and reconnect motherboard to secure each other. If they were stacked on top of each other, then we wouldn't be able to have a better look at how the ribbon cable connectors are next to each other. And then we'll fold it over so that it exposes and stays in its position.
Okay, cool. So you could put a piece of Captain tape there. Okay, that's a good idea. All right, so we can put that. Let me get a, well, okay, we'll get back to that. But he's putting a piece of Captain tape there to hold that piece in that position that I was trying to show before.
Next, we'll install the other ribbon cable to the bottom LCD.
So this is the one that is. Oh, look, it's like going a different way. Do you see that? All right, that's the money shot. Now just making that happen. His ribbon cables look different though. Oh, no, they don't. He's missing something. He's missing some metal. Oops, shoot, I just yeeted that. So if you look at this video, all right, so if you look here about in the corner, he doesn't have some metal shield or something. I don't know, maybe, or you know what? It's possible that his lights are so bright that it might be overexposing them, so the metal might be there. It's just hard to see. But his plastic is not in. His plastic's not, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's not like it's in the way for my thing, but all right, so let me just visualize. So it really is, it really do be like that. No, I know how to connect it now. I was having it upside down. All right, so let's go back. We could put a piece of Captain tape. Maybe that was a good. You know, that's a good idea. But we'll just have to see how it all comes together if I need to do that or not. So, so if we look at this piece, okay, right. So this is the other little doohickey that's going to stick out and go into the mod. But if we hold it this orientation, this face here is actually where the connector needs to get connected into. Okay, but it was throwing me off because this is not the top of the cable. When you have it connected, this is the top, or the top side. So that's what's this is what gets connected into that, but then it will be flipped over when we connect it. So somehow we've got to jam it in there. God, it's still hard. It's not like it's even knowing how to do it doesn't make it easier. Okay. Thanks, Tito. You're a real one. Oh yeah, look at that, right in like a glove. I don't know if that came across on the video, but yeah. Okay, then we fold down on this thing. And then we can inspect it. Make sure we're in all the way. Okay, cool. All right, so that's fine. So we got all the brown lined up on both sides. Whew. All right, that was throwing me off because it is like, kind of looks like it's backward. Not backward, but like, yeah. But that makes more sense now because we're not folding anything, right? This piece will be down here, and then once the top PCB is flipped over, it'll be lined up above here. And these two cables are actually what connect to the mod itself. But now you can see why we needed to cut the plastic, because this connector here will be occupying that space. All right, now we're gonna see you later, microscope. All right, now I guess I could probably close this screen. I don't think that needs to be open anymore. Now we've got to do the great reattaching of all the flex cables, and that's probably where I'm going to end the stream tonight. Well, there is another part about tinning the flex tinning. That's not on this side though, is it? That's on the top side, right? I believe. Yes, it's by the SD card. Okay. So now we could do the great flippening. Oh, you know what? I probably want this open. Never mind. Don't open it. Don't close it. Oops. Slam it. Don't close it yet, because you'll have a little bit more slack if you don't. If you do, I mean. All right. You know what? That Captain tape. Nah, I guess it's fine. The problem is now that we've flipped over, we've got to find all of our stuff, all of the ribbon cables, because they're not. Some of them are buried. Right, it's like this one is underneath the board. This weird push down one is in the board. Ones down here are under the board. I'm not connecting them yet. I'm just kind of like getting them all out from under the bottom. Oh, this is dumb. This big one is under the board. This gray one is under the board. Okay. I think that's all of them. Now, another challenge is going to be getting this new cable. I guess it's not that bad, actually. I imagine that this is going to be more difficult, but it's not. Okay. So let's start reconnecting all the ribbon cables. I believe. I think that's... Let me just check. Flip the motherboard over, reconnect all the cables, put the screws back in, all except one where the capture board will go. Okay, so follow... If you're going to start screwing stuff back in... Oh, yes, okay. This is where the capture board is going to go, so don't put that screw back in. All right. Let's start connecting stuff again. So this is that new little doohickey underneath that we just did. So let's get that in the right spot. Oh, that went in pretty easily, actually. Okay. And actually, I think at this point I can do this as well, so I don't scratch the screens. Okay, cool. Now we can just put more stuff in. So I'll switch over to the microscope again because I'll show off how those other things go back in. Oh, this is the circle pad. Okay, that's fine. So these ones here, they don't, like I said, those things, this part doesn't flip up. They just get shoved back in. I think that's it. Yeah, if you're looking at it with your eyes, you can notice that there's little notches on the cable. The notches on the cable line up with the notches. There's a notch here in the plastic and then a notch here. So that's how you know you've put it in all the way, is when those little cutouts go in the holes. The little notch, I mean. All right, so here's another one, but not that one. It's a gray one. But it comes in from the back. Nintendo was probably like, this system is so confusing to put together, we need to have everything in different colors or else our techs are not going to be able to fix them. Okay, so that's a flippy boy. That's back in there. There we go. So that's that one. Let's keep going around. This radio connector is not bad too, again, but just kind of look at it from the side. I know it's sort of hard when you're looking at it top down, but when you're putting it back on, look at it from the side. Make sure that you've got the entire circle of the top part lined up with the top of the bottom one, or lined up with the bottom one, and then you can push down. It really doesn't take that much force, but you can, if you misalign them, you might bend it. So that's that. Okay, keep going. This is a flip up one from the side. Or no, it's a white one. It's a flip up from the front. Okay. Got it. Nice. Okay. Moving along. Okay, we've got two more of these pushing black ones that don't flip up. They go in pretty easily, which is nice because those are pretty fragile little things. Okay, so you can use your little, like a blunt tweezers to kind of shove that in. That's kind of how I did it. I scooted that in there. All right, so a couple more over here. Here's another pushed in kind. Now that I've done this once, I might actually be able to fix those other optimized ones. For as much as I want to finish an optimized mod, I might just say screw it and replace it with the Loopy, just so I can have those ones back together. Because those have been together or apart for like a year and a half, 2 years. I have two 3DSs, 3DSXLs like this, but the American ones. Or the North American ones, I mean. Just apart in pieces because I gave up so hard on the optimized version. Loopy, if you're still here, do you know those the optimized people at all? I'm not like in a bad way. I don't know if they're like hard rivals or something, but I know they're from Japan, right? Gosh. Okay, for this one you have to kind of grab it with tweezers and shove it in. It's kind of what you got to do. All right. Now this weird press fit thing just kind of pushes on. Whew! All right, I think we're back. We're in Saneville, I think. I know that was like an hour and a half of just craziness, but that's the sort of the difficult part of setting up. We haven't even gotten to soldering yet. I don't think the soldering is that intensive, but yeah, crazy. This is actually a pretty fun mod, I have to say. Okay, it does say that I have to move this over. This. Oops, sorry. This board. So we need to do like a shimmy. So they're not on top of each other. Oh no, I forgot a connector. Look at that. That guy came out of nowhere. That's another push. Oh, did that just come out? Oh boy. Okay. Oh gosh, it just came out again. Okay, I need to figure out this part first. It's like over. I don't know how you're gonna do that with the. Oh boy. Fun until you get to the shell. Yes. Yep. Oh, okay. I think we just got it. Okay. I guess that's it. It's like over, right? I sort of feel like I need to put some screws in or something. Does it show where all the screws go that go back? Was there a screw in that area? Oh, there was. This one. This was just a normal screw. All right, so let me do that one. I know these two. Oh, wait a minute. That's the circle pad. No, it's not. Okay, never mind. The two diagonal this way are the longer screws for the circle pad, but the one here is a short one. I just want to put that in so that that piece can. Oh gosh, really? Okay. This back connector stays down. Okay, then I'm just kind of feeling around to make sure that nothing is. Oh, that's weird. Okay, now I think we can finally put. Actually, let me put another screw over there. I know I probably am like, this is crazy, but. Put one over here. Okay. Now I think this is not going to bounce around anymore, so I think I can put this one back. This ribbon kept coming out when I was trying to fiddle with that part. I don't think they make these connectors, like replacements of those connectors, these black ones. So you're kind of donezo, if you know what I mean. Okay, cool. I guess we can continue putting the screws in, I guess, so that way we don't like lose them. But I want to do, maybe I'll take a peek at the soldering, because we're just now getting to the soldering part. So we want to skip this screw, but there's other ones around. So down here at the bottom, there's one. Right here, there's one. This one, I guess. I don't know if I didn't put that one back yet, but. Okay, I've got 2 left, so I'm missing 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. Missing that one. Okay, so you should be left with 1 little screw left. I don't think we're going to replace that because that's where I think that's where the USB port comes out. Alrighty. Let's see, what does it say? Pull out the analog stick and disconnect this cable. No, down here more. Solder the round pad down. Oh, I see. Okay. It doesn't look like there's that much to the soldering part. But the next part is where I'm going to have the Dremel out. It looks so like there's not that much there, but material there. All right, I'm going to skip over talking about the soldering points, although obviously we're going to do them, but I am probably going to do that next stream. I want to talk about what I'll probably do off camera, and that is cut this. Now, I don't understand why... okay, so let me talk about the theory first, right? So this is the actual mod board, right? So those two ribbon cables that were dangling out of where the circle pad goes, this here, these eventually are going to connect into that, and then I think this kind of flips over. So this part gets nestled into this spot here. Now, there's a bunch of stuff in the way. Not a bunch, maybe, but so I guess first you'll know that there is a notch here, and I think that's for, what is that? Oh, there's the little bump out for the SD card. But the PCB is notched for it. So in the end, you need to, so first thing I would probably do is cut this nub off. This is the screw, this is one of the screw hole locations, right? But the mod is gonna go right through that. And it even looks like on the video they like or the image they like drilled this right out. So you probably could even do that. I would get the right size drill for this hole and just drill right through it to get this piece all the way out. I would probably remove this This is the bumper and the right the left, I guess, the left bumper. I probably would recommend removing those completely to do this. But I suppose you could tape it out of the way if you're a mad lad. But all right, so like I said, first thing, get rid of this because that's why it said don't put another screw in here, because you aren't going to have this hole. But that's right where the board is going to come out. Okay. So then the next objective is to get this USB-C, a hole on the outside here near the IR thing. So like you can look at the photos, right, where it comes out. So there's a little notch. I'll probably cut that first. Although, I don't know, it sort of looks like they might need to cut more of that. Okay. So the overall objective is to get this board to fit into this spot with the bump there, and to have it like, I don't know if that means you need to cut in the picture. This whole part is CNC'd out. I don't know if you need to do you need to do that? I mean, this is not very, like I said in the beginning of the stream, this is not very thick plastic. This is probably maybe a millimeter, maybe 0.9 millimeter. Okay, yeah, you can just tape them over if you wanted to. That's fine. I don't understand. I mean, maybe it is easy mode, but couldn't you just cut this entire part out here if you wanted to do a shortcut? Like if you absolutely didn't have the tool, the patience or the tools, because the other. So, I guess I'll point out. So, like I said, PCB has a notch that settles here. The point is to have the USB port come out over here. But then back here, also, you don't cut this part, I suppose, but there is a notch in the PCB that will fit there, right? But you can see, even if you do that here, this PCB doesn't fit down. Well, I guess it does. I don't know. The are there components on the bottom of this? Oh, there's another flex cable. What is this other flex cable for? Oh, yeah, the solder that we haven't done yet. So maybe it's possible that this doesn't sit flat enough, and that's why. So he probably measured the thickness of one of these components. You have to remove this material on the inside of the top. Yeah, so if you look at the photo, that's what blows my mind about this, is this photo. This is CNC routed out. So like this is less than 0.5 millimeter, probably. If you don't remove some material, it will bulge. Got it. You could just hack away a big hole instead if you don't care how it looks. Yeah, because I mean, if you don't care, I may end up doing this just so that I can get this project done. This, if you flip it over, right, this is the area that will be hacked out. I think I probably did this on my optimized mod. This gets covered up by the battery door thing, right? So, what the heck is going on with the? So you won't even see that really. I mean, I know it kind of sucks, but I would probably leave a little bit. I would probably leave a little bit at the very top of this lip right here on this underside. Hopefully that makes sense, right? Because when this door is on 100%, it still is not going to be 100%. Like you'd probably be able to see a little bit of a, if you cut the hole straight through, you might be able to see it. So I would leave maybe a millimeter or two or something at the very top, just so that you have something to hide it maybe. But that's the cheat way out, is just to cut a hole in it the size of this thing. Actually, I gotta see what Macho Nacho did. I can't imagine it's easy to do that with by hand. I was gonna mention my dad was a machinist, right? And so maybe this only makes sense maybe for like metal, but when he would want to take a very little amount off of something, like if he was using my dad has Bridgeport machines, which are kind of like manual CNC machines, but they're very precise. Like you can do down like tens of thousands, like very small amounts. You know, like what he would do if he wanted to know where he had been. You want to take very shallow passes. So I'm thinking like, actually, this might even be not a bad idea to use this thing with the right attachment. You probably could get in here and take off small amounts at a time until you were happy with how it laid, right? Or laid down, right? So that would take a long time probably, but you could probably do it, right? My dad would put permanent marker down in the shape of the cut, right? So you would you would draw the outline of the cut. So like look at the CNC photo for inspiration, right? Like where you want to make your outline. Then color it in with the permanent marker, and then go over it with one of these very delicate like rotary tools. And this is not the right tip, but the bulbous one, whatever, the one that you would use to get solder mask off of, and just slowly go over all the permanent marker, and that way when it was gone, you had gone at least one layer deep. Then do it again, right? Add more permanent marker. Macho did a good job. Okay, all right. I'll watch what he did. See how under the USB port had material? Yeah, I saw that too, down here. Yep, and also like against the wall, kind of too. So it's not an easy thing. I just don't think I'd be able to do it justice on camera. Even if I bought a new Dremel and I could do it in the light of day and I could make all the noise that I wanted to, I still don't think I would be able to do a good job. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to do that part off screen. So that just means I'm going to be, like I said, put this thing in there. That's the overall dimensions of this thing. But because there's components on the bottom of it, you need to notch out the bottom of this until it sits flat, I guess, is probably the end goal. Not easy, but doable with some patience. So that's the only part I'm probably going to do off screen. And you need to cut a hole in the face for the USB port. So take a good look at this photo. This is pretty much exactly what I want to cut. I mean, I'm going to attempt, to do this layer by layer sort of situation. I mean, it's not going to be as good as a CNC, but I'll try, Even here, too, you'll see parts of this layer up here. Maybe it's probably hard to see on the camera, my little mouse pointer, and then you need to cut a hole here for the USB port because that doesn't exist on the actual original plastic. But then we're going to get back at it, and we're going to finish off the soldering and reassemble it. Or we'll finish off the soldering, or do the soldering, which is only a couple of points on the thing. Well, I say only. It is small soldering, so I will be using the microscope, and then test it, and then reassemble it. I guess Macho Nacho's guide is a good thing to do. If you go on the 3DS Capture forum, somebody posted a thread where they made a 3D printed jig. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Thanks, Nick. I'll have to look for that because that's good. So it might be. That's what I was trying to say about the drill block situation. Like if you had something like this, if you didn't have a drill, right? Like like I said in the beginning, I have my DeWalt one. But if you did buy this stupid little Tamiya thing, right? And if you had a drill guide, right, a little jig, you put the jig on here, make your mark with a little thin permanent marker or something, take the jig off. I guess you could probably leave the jig on there, but it might make things harder. Then you cut preliminary holes with this, and then I have these small plastic files, and then you could make a nice hole out of that. So that's probably how I'll treat that as well. But with the jig, that takes all the guesswork of, like, that's probably the part that you want to take the most amount of time off. You could cut, like I said, you can cut most of this part off because you won't be able to see this part. But this is what you're actually going to see all the time, where the USB port comes out. So, yeah. Okay, cool. They have an STL. All right, that's good. If I find that, I will definitely link it in this video. If I find the USB port thing. I'll link it in this video. That hopefully will help people between now and the next stream. Now, I'm not sure if the next stream is going to be this again. It depends on the timing of things. Like I said, that Rocker Gaming is sending me the updated part for the Nintendo drawer, so I might do that. Or what's his name? Pork Chop Express. Pork Chop? No. Pork Chop? Is that his name? Pork Chop Express? Yeah, I guess so. He's also going to be sending me some of the Reflex Volt. Hopefully, will be sending me some of the Reflex Volt USB power delivery cables for the GameCube. So he'll hopefully be sending me 2 of those, and I have a good AC adapter for one of them. So I have 3 GameCubes, and I want to do like a shoot off for GameCube stuff. So that is, I want to take my time on this thing here. So if you don't see this for another couple of streams, you'll know why. But after that, I might have to do another what mods do I have left, because I've got the Neo Geo CD. I have stuff that Bonzo sent me that I never did, so that means an update to the open source cart reader. I have a bunch of stuff. I have stuff from SYF that I was meaning to get to from when I was doing the Game Gear HD, the GGHD consolizer Game Gear, that I never got to. So like swapping out the Game Gear ASICs to the SYF replacement board. Plus I have some stuff from Ben HDMI, Game Gear HDMI stuff. So there's a lot of stuff ahead. Plus, I heard from if you follow me on, if you're in the Discord, my Discord, I heard from the Kickstarter for the N64 replacement shells. So those will be coming sometime. They're waiting for they're waiting for boxes. Apparently, they were misprinted or something. They're waiting for the shipping boxes. All the plastic is injection molded already, I guess, in the different colors. So those will be coming soon. So I have one of those. I have a board. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I'm just kind of thinking out loud about what stuff I have left. I have one of the worst parts about the Ashita, the handheld Wii thing, is that it actually can't. So it does have a USB-C port, right? So it does do power delivery to charge. These are 18650 batteries or 2150s or something. They're big lithium-ion batteries, but it charges through this USB-C power delivery port. But unfortunately, it cannot charge faster than the batteries drain. So that means you can't play it indefinitely while it's charging, or with the PD. It's 4-layer tech. It makes all the boards for this, but the version that I have is the Power Delivery 2, the PD2 board from 4-layer tech. They actually have a new one, a PD3, which has a new charging chip, which does let it charge faster than it drains. So I have one of those, and so that'll be a stream where I'm going to swap out the USB Power Delivery board on that thing. So that'll be a cool stream too. All right, I'm going to get out of here. If you guys have any comments, any questions, anything good, anything bad, hopefully nothing bad, I'm open to constructive criticism. I hope you guys like this stream. I'm going to try my best to get this plastic cut well, and we'll get back and figure it out. So, all right, thanks everybody. We'll see you on Sunday.